So, Magogagog, have you ever thought about being?
Emotionally, I have, I think. Whenever I make my tulpas, it's like it's like I make bean.
Well, no, not just being, about your personal being,
About my
about
personal being,
your being.
like my personal well-being, or
No,
no,
not well-being, but just
just being.
being itself. Like
I
you
have,
are.
yeah,
Have you thought about the fact that you are?
I have thought about that I am, but you know,
Well, that's good. That's good idea. That's good news for you. It's mean if you thought that you are. If you thought you are. That means that you are an entity who can be called Dasein.
ah,
Well,
okay.
I mean, if with some minor corrections, maybe if you will ask yourself, have you ever asked yourself a question what being is? No or yes?
What being is? Yes, I have.
What? Yeah. What?
I have asked.
Yes. Then
Yeah.
you're Dasein for sure.
Oh, that's good
So
news. That's good news.
so if
Is it good
so,
news?
so right now this is the same question for viewers. If you never ever ask yourself the question about being and what being is, you should ask yourself right now. Pause this video and ask this question. Think about it for 5 minutes, and then you will be also can be maybe called like Dasein. And after this, we can talk about the question of about being in detail, about what is Dasein, what means to be, and what Heidegger tried to say to us about this all and how this all connected. But in the meanwhile, I want to say that we found our Heidegger Island in the middle of the ocean.
Yes.
We swam for a long time, really long time. So nobody on this anarchy server gonna find us. And as you can see right now, we're in construction of our like Heideggerian Tower. And in future episodes, we're gonna build our own Heidegger University on this island to conduct like a proper lectures. But I think for the moment, this platform is also okay for us to continue with our investigation of the matter.
Yes, and I personally, oh my god, I personally very enjoy this island because, uh, as far as I know and understand about Heidegger, is it a little bit convoluted? Like, is it somewhat convoluted?
What do you mean by convoluted?
Like,
How can you apply
like
this?
complex and confusing.
Yeah, you can call it like this. Yes, that's why we're doing this video to make it less
Okay,
complex to understand.
and when I look at this island, I realize this is very chaotic a little bit. You know, if you have.
But it's simple, you know. It's simple, like with
Yeah.
like actually Heideggerian philosophy is basically. So it's maybe how chaotic, but it's small.
It's
And
small. Yes.
that's what we're trying to do. Like in the end of this video, you won't recognize this island. In the end of the course, sorry, in the end of this like course of lectures, this island will be completely different, and that's what I expect from you, our viewers.
Yes. So you will change with this island, and the island will change with you. It would be like a beautiful metaphor.
Yeah. So let's begin our investigation of the question of being and of Dasein and what it is, like how to define it. So, what Heidegger says about the being, that the question of being is somehow like important, and it wasn't like properly investigated before in previous philosophers. Many like philosophers like Kant, Hegel, they just omitted the question and accepted the stability of being as something, and like as something normal. Magogog, maybe like you should go fishing or something. Like we have to develop our base.
Yeah, sure. Let's go fishing.
Yeah. So he said that the question was omitted for a prolonged period of time, and right now it must be investigated. But there appears to be a lot of questions about this question. Like what are we trying to, like, how can we even like properly ask this question about the being? So yeah, as I said, we will be investigating the Dasein. And but how we're gonna do this? As I talked in previous video, like a lot of stuff about Heidegger, it's about like is question about historiography and etymology of the words which we're using, about how to say changing the normal sense of the words. So in like moreover, I would say that like as you might heard, I've made a lot of repetition of the same words during this video and during the previous video, and it's not just random. It's actually how Heidegger works. He repeats the same words, like same common words for like 100 times for them to lose meaning for you, and then he will convince and gives a new meaning to these words. And by that, like basically destructing and giving the new senses to the words. But yeah, like this was a small like nota bene, and
a small what?
Like nota bene.
Nota bene? Is it Romanian?
Yeah. What?
Is it?
And I'm not sure it's actually Romanian. Let me Google it. I think it's Latin. And it's means like you have to pay attention.
Pay attention. Okay. So like nota bene.
Nota bene. Sorry for my Slavic accent. I guess.
It's all right.
Slavic Latin accent. Okay, so we can. So how we're gonna investigate this? First, to understand this and to start, like we have to understand two very important words for the Heideggerian philosophy, which he uses and he doesn't explain what does it mean. But here I'm going to explain it. It's ontological and ontical. And like I think Minecraft is really good way to explain such things. So basically, ontical things, it's the common things you talk about and do like in your world. For example, right now we're doing fishing, we're catching the fishes. We're opening the chests, we're eating something, and we're discussing about blocks in Minecraft, discussing about survival, how we're gonna build these Heidegger fortresses. This all like subset of normal common thing you used to talk about and like used to play in Minecraft basically. All gameplay process, like in gameplay process. This is all ontical things. But ontology is something which defines the structure of all this, defines the primary structure of all this. Kind of linguistical, I would say. Like it's some sort of like Heidegger doesn't say this, but in my opinion, it's kind of like more linguistical because it's connected with how do we name it. But more of also like with the code of, for example, what is the class of mobs. For example, we have mobs in Minecraft, we have blocks in Minecraft, we have weather in Minecraft, which is not just like weather which we experience rain, but which is a label which defines like a group of something. And so we have those primary linguistical structures. For example, we can look at for example the leather in inventory and see this sign leather.
Yes.
But this will be a part of a subset of the items. And so basically leather will be like a part of those items.
Okay.
And we can see, we can look about like general like definition of mob, but not as a creeper, not as something, but like I would say like a general definition of mob.
So
mob
like,
as a sort of.
So like mob stuff, you mean like?
Like mob stuff in terms of like computer programmed mob. So ontology, it's more how the game works in terms of like how the Minecraft works itself, how it was built, how it was structured, how it was written. And like if you are, for example, Steve in Minecraft and you're trying to like you're just playing, it would be hard for you. Like if you imagine that we're only having access, like you first time playing to Minecraft and you only have an access to surrounding area, you won't be able to understand the ontology of Minecraft, like because you're only concerned with the ontical things.
Uh-huh.
So So basically, but ontological things will be kind of you're already into the ontology, and to grasp the ontology, grasp in terms of like defining it's something hard. But I mean, we can look, like we as a human being can look at the Minecraft code, we can look at the Minecraft wiki and see basic structures and their interconnection between Minecraft, how players using items, how players like interact with themselves, and this is basically called the ontology of Minecraft. But this is like very important stuff. This is like a notion as a reduction to ontology, like a reduction to ontology in scientists. For example, in physics is we're doing sciences, we're like measuring something, we're measuring the electromagnetic fields, blah blah blah, and so on and so on. But then we go to the question, like of the important question of physics is what is measurement, and this is ontological question. And the same stuff like with Minecraft. It's like you're building blocks, you're eating, you're building buildings, you're kind of going into the caves, then you understand some like what is dupes are, how can you exploit things, and then you start thinking, you start go down to understand how can we exploit this in terms of like how Minecraft works, not like the world works, but how they like, which are the bugs of Minecraft. And then because we started asking the questions about how the Minecraft, like the game Minecraft is built, how the game engine is built. It's not like we know all the structure. It's about like again asking the question of what is being and trying to clarify the question. Okay, so the idea again that the Dasein, as Heidegger defines, has its own ontological priority, which is manifest in the fact that the question of like, being, it's ontologically farthest from us and ontically closest. And again, like remember, ontical stuff is like just let's just do a Minecraft analogy. Like right now, where are you?
In the caverns of Heidegger.
In the Heidegger caverns. Okay. in Plato's cave of Heidegger's Island. Again, like in Minecraft, why it's ontologically farthest from us and ontically closest, but we still have an understanding of it. Like you play Minecraft, we're going to the mine right now, and it kind of seems obvious that we're gonna mine diamonds there and like kill some zombies. But from another side, like if you just like playing for the first time and you don't have any access, like if you're not programmer or you don't have any access in the game to the like game structure itself. I mean, yeah, we can do something in creative mode, but it's not the same. In game structures to like game code. And yeah, I know like that in Java you can like do some, like in the console we actually do some obscure stuff here, but I mean, let's not talk about this. You cannot like change the structure of the game from the game. You don't have an access from it. You can also like define the boundary, I would say, and try to define it really accurate, I would say. But you still have like an understanding of being in Minecraft. Like even though you cannot like you can't define it, you understand what's happening. You understand like you're playing the game. Like the same about life, but with life it's more profound because you have a basic understanding of primordial understanding.
Wait, primordial. Being or pertaining to the source or beginning.
Or pre-ontological. Like ontological, it's mean like this definition of basically being and all the stuff, and pre-ontological, it's your basic understanding of such like complicated concept. So how are we gonna investigate this? How are we gonna investigate the Dasein? How are we gonna investigate the question of being? Like we say about something like ontological, ontical, that sounds super complicated, and that's why I'm gonna explain that such stuff like again for really a lot of times, because those terms, like you try to explain them, you have to re-listen, to hear it again and again and again, then you got it. Because again, Heidegger doesn't explain them himself. He just used them as something which should be understandable for you, but is actually not.
Just a part of diamonds! Woo! Woo!
Diamonds, correct.
Diamonds!
I put my diamonds in the cave. So okay, phenomenology. As Heidegger starts to, as he starts with everything basically, he's trying to investigate what is basically phenomenology is by divided into like this words, like it's combined from the word phenomenon and the word logos. He decided to discuss what is basically phenomenon, like, and what is logos, and what people like mean by this. And so by phenomena, he starts with analyzing its like its basic like semantics and like meanings in etymology, like in Greek language. So how it was formed, like from which words like illuminate, from the words like illuminate or something like this. But we're not gonna go into this. I'm gonna try to explain it basically the word phenomena without like going deeply into this, and because we will provide with many different definitions of phenomena, and we will have to basically I will say the result of his investigation, like of his statements basically. So what are the results of found diamonds? Cool. The results, it's the basic meaning of phenomena is the thing which show itself in itself. In Slavic languages, it's more easier to understand because in English language there's no like thing like show itself in itself. But in Slavic language we can say показываться, and there is this ся ending of the word, which basically means to show itself in itself. So it's показывать. It's like a verb, and ся it means myself. In English does not provide such a word for this, but like in Greek language, there is such a terminology. So it's basically to show itself in itself. What do we mean by show itself in itself? And let's like tulpa chamber. I need you right now. I want to show it on experience. Do we have a gravity block here? Do we have some gravity blocks or sand blocks? What is basically phenomenon in like in phenomenology, and how do we like try to describe it? So we have block. We call it gravity block, but let's remove the name. We see that this block, it has its color. We see it has different color. It has a different kind of pattern of pixels on it. And for example, we can see that if I'm gonna cut this black block, I don't know how it calls, like we can see that gravity is not working on him. It's not falling, right?
Yes.
And then we cut the block under the gravity block, and we see that it falls. We also can observe. That's how the block basically manifests itself. We can also. I advise you, Mr. Tupachamber, to use a shovel and try to use it on this block. Use the shovel on this block.
Whoa,
and then
it's faster.
Yeah, and use the pickaxe.
And the pickaxe is slower.
See, it's slower, and like it's not working like this with different kind of blocks. So we can see that like this set of like things which happened, like different color, pixel pattern, how do we cut it, the gravity adaptation. We combine the set of effects which happens, and call them the gravity block. The gravity block. So basically, what we're dealing with phenomenon of a gravity block. So basically, we describe our gravity block by the set of phenomenon which we observe. But we cannot say that gravity block is only like all those effects which I provide you, because they might be more effects.
Just look at that.
Oh my god!
What do you say about that?
That's crazy. I didn't know about this. And look
at that. Oh no. I should do it like faster. 1 second. Come on. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What about that? You never even thought about that, and it's like It's there, right?
So yeah,
Right?
that's basically the meaning of phenomenology, like right now showed by Magogo Gok. Like it's about like research, investigating, but also what a matter of fact of this research like which Heidegger conducts of phenomenon is basically fully descriptive phenomenon. So we have every effects of this block. We have and we also have the name of this block, and like somehow the name of this block it was gravity. It was created somehow. Like we can Google the semantics and the etymology of the gravity, but I'm not gonna do this. But basically, it's full detalization of what, how do we call it, what does it mean to call, and then to give the most precise naming to this phenomenon. So then the second part of it is basically logos. Logos, like the literal translation of logos, it's a discourse, psychology, physiology. It's basically like the same structure. It's like the name of something like psychology. The science of like the logos of soul. So it's basically we define phenomena, and logos is like there are many definitions of the logos. It's important in the Greek philosophy, in the Christian theology. But what's important for the logos that in our case it would be like basically the fact of collecting of all the facts, so and describing them and creating the precise notions of those effects and calling them phenomena. So basically, that's the process of phenomenology. So it's like constructing the discourse, talking about the discourse, and finding out about the effects, calling the phenomena in the right way, and using the and use complete complete like this approximation of the fact that we observe it at the moment. Do you have any questions at this moment?
Actually didn't understand not a single fucking thing you've been saying this whole time. So phenomenon, right? On the example of the gravity block is the thing that we can observe,
It's not okay. It's not like we observe. Okay, so let's return to the question of being. That's very important. So we don't know what being is. We're asking the question. We want to research through it, and so but we can understand what it is. So we have a notion. We have basically the word being, and like through the course of our life, we actually kind of understood what it is, in like without actually knowing what it is. Right. So basically, then we're gonna like investigate the being as we investigated basically the gravity block. So we did this stuff. So, but it comes with anything. It's work like this. So we have this gravity block. It has a lot of effects. Like we know that we have the word gravity block. We got used to this word. Oh yeah, it's really important. We got used to this gravity block. We haven't like primordial understanding of this gravity block. We got used to it, and then like our idea to say, oh, okay, let's gravity block. Let's see what it does. And then we did like those tricks, and then you show me some magic tricks to this, and like I didn't even know about this. And like we see combination of effects which are in this phenomenon which called gravity blocks, and then we trying to investigate why the gravity block is called itself like a gravity block, and then we will say, yeah, we got what gravity block is, but we don't got what we make it clearly to understand what gravity block is. I'm not saying that it's kind of we will obtain total understanding of the concept of gravity block. No, we won't. But the idea is to clarify this phenomenon of like gravity block, and the logos basically is like this creation of a discourse. It's like creation of a discourse of the gravity block, and not only gravity block, but many like ontological discourse of the gravity blocks. I would say, like to go beyond the gravity block, to see how this gravity blocks then is constituted, then to see this different structure of blocks. But we're not gonna start from the blocks. That's the idea. We're gonna start from something else. We're gonna start from what is being in Minecraft. Yeah, it's just I understand. It's really hard to understand those concepts if you not get used to philosophy. Oh yeah, I'm drinking Monster Energy drink because like it's hard. It's hard. Like guys, I also recommend you to drink. Guys, drink tea. Drink black tea. Don't drink Monster Energy drinks only in Minecraft because it's really harmful for your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
you
question.
if you have no choice but to drink Monster Energy drink, like if it's like a hostage situation, then yes, drink Monster Energy drink. So yeah, is the whole idea of phenomenology kind of reminiscent for me to the whole scientific method, you know? So in science, right, we build models to approximate our understanding of different phenomena, but we will never, it seems like we will never truly know and truly be certain that the things that we research are the final form, like our model is fully perfect, because it never will be fully perfect, right?
Well, the idea that science is not only like kind of yes and no, because like the philosophy of science is positivism, and it's more close to like analytical philosophy. But the experimental physics, yes, this is like it's some sort of like reminds the way of experimental physicists appear. So there are many phenomenological basically approaches in physics, and yeah, it's really it's correct that it must remind you scientific approach, but the subject is different. The subject is different. We're dealing here not with science, not with some ontological object, because science deal with ontological. Science touch ontology when it comes about measurements. When we ask about what is measurement, how we define the measurement, that's an ontology of science, and what is limitation of measurement. And here we're talking about what is being, and we're trying to make it clear. We're trying to apply this process which we applied to the gravity block, to the question of the being itself. Can you imagine this?
Yeah, I can, like, just by induction, I can imagine.
Yeah. So that's what I've tried to convey. That's a hard concept. So let's sum up what we started and where we finished, and I think we're gonna stop at this for a moment, because that's a lot of materials. That's already several chapters of the Heidegger book. So we started with the question of being. We defined it some sort of an entity which can ask this question, which we can call Dasein. This Dasein entity can be associated with us, with people. It can be associated with us. I mean, it's mean that there are being of Dasein entity, which asked about its being, and there is being of non-Dasein entity, which can ask about its being. Yeah, as you can see, that's a lot of about existentialist stuff, phenomenological and existential stuff. There's some sort of a paradoxical stuff here, and Husserl was talking about this, and Heidegger explicitly indicated on this. So yeah, we said that there are ontological and ontological things, and that ontological is something about mundane world, about things we used to talk, we used to deal with, and ontological is something which defines the structure of those worlds, which we in Minecraft, for example, can get an easy access, but we can see the boundary and limit ourselves, and clarify this. I mean, it's like this concept of gravity block, ontology of the gravity block, I would say. So we can approximate us to touch things, but not reach. But this is the process. This is process of approximation and clarifying. This process is usually consists not only with analyzing effects of physical reality as we describe it, but also with semantics and etymology of things we're kind of used to deal with. For example, I mean, I omitted the process of analyzing what phenomenology is because it's kind of hard, and it's not Minecraft is not the best platform for using the etymology investigation. But basically, we will analyze the same approach to the words. We will analyze the same approach to some sort of the definitions. This clarifying approach, So we will try to clarify the ontological things, which are basically in terms of being, like being is furthest from us ontologically and closest for us ontologically. But again, design, what is the most important part is this typical everydayness, average everydayness, primordiality, or pre-ontological stuff. This is the synonyms. I mean, okay, there is differences, but basically the same thing. Like right now, for now, we're gonna use these words like for the same thing. Average everydayness, understanding of being, which is crucial for Dasein and which makes our whole investigation of possible. Because we have an average everydayness, our understanding of being. We have an average everydayness understanding of a gravity block and something in Minecraft, which allows us, which actually bounds this like ontical and ontological stuff, and we use this phenomenology process, like about we use this phenomenological process, which is some sort of reminding scientific process. But many Heideggerian would tell me, no, the science is actually not it, because that the science is limited. That it doesn't go beyond the measurements, or doesn't go beyond science can't talk about ontology, and that's true. And it's more like phenomenology just. But it's also important to understand that like Heidegger is not ultimate philosophy which can answer every question. He also can be mistaken about many stuff, and we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. So last questions, you can ask a question about anything. Like I sum it up. I understand that it wasn't clear because Heidegger isn't clear at first, and I was trying to get the understanding of the process of phenomenology in Minecraft clear. Maybe it wasn't. Your comments, Magogorok, please.
Well, of course, but of course I still have much to understand about it. He was talking about a gravity block and about ontology of things. Is it more like finding out?
Yes, exactly. Oh my god, you're picking so good. It's about disclosing.
Okay.
So it is the perfect wording.
We have reached bedrock.
You've reached the correct wording. So finding out, disclosing. I mean,
So
Heidegger will use the term disclose to disclose, and this is basically very important to his discussion polemics about the concept of the truth. Because he will use the phenomenological approach, which is more about disclosed stuff, and that's why the whole concept of truth in his become redundant. He doesn't use it at all. I mean, at once he dedicated the whole chapter about saying what is true and what is not truth, and what does it mean to be true. And what he said that is kind of redundant to his philosophy. It's not kind of necessary, because we're dealing with the we're using this phenomenological approach, which is about finding out, which is about disclosing, which is like a constant process, right? And this is also about this concept of truth. Why the Heideggerian philosophy might be actually dangerous, because he challenged this. He challenged this basically the concept of truth, and again, using this repeat 100 times and change the meaning, may lead to dangerous consequences, because as some sort of existentialist stuff, Heidegger is good, but we all know why Heidegger was an infamous kind of philosopher, and this is a caveat. This is a waterstone of his philosophy, I would say, because you might easily use this for some sort of obscure and horrible propaganda.
Yes. Okay, guys. So I think it's enough material for this for today, for this lecture. Actually, one of you guys, not in YouTube comments, but you can actually write me an email on the business email that is stated in my diamonds. In my channel description. One of you guys wasn't really satisfied with the explanation of the creeper in previous lecture, and even called me a Nazi in the comments. What can you say about this, Mr.
Well,
Skyfall?
I would say that really the explanation of the like creeper wasn't actually like it wasn't super precise because it's much more complicated. This was proximate, but I mean there are many approaches which we can go to creeper because we use in Minecraft as a metaphor, of course. So we can talk about the creeper itself as something, like, but I mean as we know, like creeper doesn't have any like design. It's not a design like entity.
Yes, it's not a design.
Yes, we can use it also as some sort of metaphor of like being toward death concept of Heidegger. We can use it as a metaphor for our own death in Minecraft. But again, the Minecraft is kind of devalued death, I would say, in a little bit. But I mean, this commenter, I kind of his perspective on the creeper was completely different because he was talking something about Hegelian stuff, and like of course Heidegger and Hegel is just completely different philosophers. And I mean, maybe we will cover Hegel at some point, but interpretation of creeper in terms of Hegelian like philosophy and of because of like Heideggerian one will be completely different, and you shouldn't compare it. It's like Heidegger hated Hegel, like of course, because it's just different philosophy, completely different philosophies. It's like, you know, Marxism and existentialism, something like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I promise you that maybe I will make some sort of supplemental on the creepers. Like if there is a big demand about the creeper philosophy in Minecraft, I will make a supplemental, but I think a little bit later. Right now you're not ready because you will need to have some sort of a more theoretical background for this.
Okay. Understood. Okay, so you heard it here first, guys. Leave your comments and we will answer your questions. Well, Mr. Skyfall will. I will just gladly listen and maybe realize something about my own being, my own Dasein, you know. So, yeah. Leave a like, subscribe, ring a bell, tell your friends.
And ask yourself about what being is.
Yes. This is the assignment.
Yeah, also put likes under the YouTube video. Yeah.
Likes, yes. So we hack the algorithm, guys. We hack the YouTube algorithm. So, alright. See you in the next lecture, dudes and dudellas.
Yeah, have a great day, dudes, guys, mates.
Have a great day,
lads.
mates, lads and lasses. Alright.
Yeah, and lasses, of course. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And gals.
And gals. Auf Wiedersehen.